Good morning and welcome to Courtroom Chronicles, Charles of South Africa. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday, Mdase. It was my sister's birthday yesterday. I told you, October babies, yeah, my son too. So I hope you have a great one. If your birthday was yesterday, I also hope you enjoyed it. Happy belated birthday. Without wasting any time, let us get into today's business. So it's the 17th of October 2025 today, and I want to give you a full update on what happened in court yesterday on the 16th. In the case of Thabani Goodwill Ntshalintshali. This is the man who was accused of unaliving Mpho Mafole. If you know Babita Karen, you've probably heard about Mpho Mafole, but if you haven't, and this is your first time hearing about him, it's okay. I'll give you a background and context, because on this channel, on the 23rd of July 2025, I did do a video about Mpho Mafole, so you can go back and check what I've said. I think I'll create a playlist too about this whole thing. So this case has really shaken South Africa, and across South Africa, this has shaken people, especially because of who the victim was and what was he working on before he was unalived. So Mpho Mafole was not just another city official. He was a group divisional head for corporate and forensic audits of the City of Ekurhuleni. So this means that his job was to investigate fraud, corruption, and financial misconduct inside the municipality. We know what has been going on. We've heard on the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, the ad hoc committee, even now, it's busy with that. And I had planned to give you updates on the ad hoc committee. Hey, but these things take about 6 hours. So I'm not promising, but I will try and update and give you guys an update about that, because I know there are a lot of people who are like me, who cannot sit still for 6 hours. The ad hoc committee is even worse. But let's get back into this. So at the time of his death, he was said to be looking into a massive 2 billion electricity tender scandal. The one that allegedly involved powerful people both inside and outside municipality. So when he was unalived, many people immediately suspected it wasn't a random act of crime, but an assassination meant to silence someone who knew too much. So let us talk about him. I've watched his family. He was the only child, and he had kids. Oh, it was terrible. Let me tell you, the mom is not doing well. I've seen her, and since the unaliving of her son, it's something that was very, very, very tragic. Because Mpho Mafole was not only someone special to his family, but the community as well, because he helped his community. So let us talk about the accused, Thabani Goodwill Ntshalintshali. Now, the man who is accused of unaliving Mpho Mafole is a 40-year-old Thabani Goodwill Ntshalintshali. And what's shocking is that at the time of his arrest, he was already out on bail for another case from 2023. Yes, you heard right. He was already facing a separate murder charge, and yet he was out on bail when this new crime happened. He had pleaded not guilty for the Mpho Mafole's unaliving. So what allegedly happened on the day of the murder? This is what was heard in court. So according to the state's case, Ntshalintshali and another man followed Mafole on the day that he was unalived. The investigation found that Ntshalintshali's vehicle was scanned at a hotel that Mafole had visited earlier that day. Late after the shooting, witnesses reportedly saw Ntshalintshali fleeing the scene. The state believes this was not a random crime, but it was planned and it was a targeted killing. So let us talk about the conflicting accounts that were spoken about in court. The first one in court, there were two completely different stories about how Ntshalintshali was arrested and where he was at the time of the murder. His lawyer, on behalf of the defense, told the court that Ntshalintshali was sleeping at his girlfriend's place when he was arrested. They claim that police searched the house. They didn't find any incriminating evidence, nothing linking him to the murder of Mpho Mafole. But the prosecution tells a different story. They say that Ntshalintshali was not at home, but was actually arrested while driving a taxi. They argue that he should not be granted bail because he's a danger to the community and there's a real risk that he could interfere with witnesses or commit another crime if he's released. The state also says that they have strong evidence, including surveillance footage and hotel records, placing him at the scene. So you can see that the defense is saying something else and the state is saying something else. So the second suspect, I want us to talk about the second suspect. I think I've mentioned him on my earlier videos. That police are also looking for him. His name is Hlanganani Agrippa Mncwangu. A warrant of his arrest had been issued and investigators believed he was involved in the same murder. So far, Mncwangu has not been caught and police are still urging the public to come forward with information to help locate him. This worries me a lot because we still have someone who's missing from the Lerato Mongale's case, murder case. Now it's this guy. There are quite a few on these high profile cases, or I would say cases that went viral on social media. So what is going to happen next is that the court proceedings yesterday didn't end with a decision. Instead, the bail application was postponed to the 31st of October 2025. That gives both sides more time to prepare their arguments and go through the evidence. For now, Ntshalintshali remains in custody until the next hearing. So you might ask yourself, why does this case matter? The killings of Mpho Mafole has left many people angry and heartbroken. He was someone who was trying to protect public money and to hold people accountable and uncover corruption. And this made us to ask ourselves a lot of questions. Should we tell our kids not to do auditing? Should they choose where they go and audit? Because now, if you are in a government or municipality setting and you are auditing, you are targeted, especially if you're someone who wants to uncover the truth, someone who's honest, you become a target. So now it raises a bigger question now. His death was described as a wake-up call, a reminder of how dangerous it has become for those who expose corruption and fraud in South Africa. We know that being a whistleblower is not an easy thing in this country. We have the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry because there are whistleblowers who have tried to bring these things to light, and we have people who have lost their lives because they were trying to expose all of these things. So it raises a bigger question. If those who fight corruption are being silenced, what message does this send to others who are trying to do the same thing, who are trying to expose this corruption? So in closing, that's where we end. Today is the 17th of October 2025. The bail hearing for Thabani Goodwill Ntshalintshali is scheduled for the 31st of October 2025, and we'll be watching closely to see what happens next. This is Busisiwe Mohapi, in case you didn't know my name, and we are watching Courtroom Chronicles, Trials of South Africa, where we bring you the truth just as it is. Keep on subscribing, keep on liking and hitting that notification button. And thank you very much for those who are coming from TikTok. Our TikTok handle that side is Court Chronicles 162. You might want to go that side to follow us because we've got like your 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes updates that sometimes do not make it this side. So this side, we are more into long form videos. We give you updates and we just paint a bigger picture for you. So if you know your concentration span is a little bit, you can just go that side to get updates. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one. God bless you and ciao.